Hi everybody, Heather Coleman here with our 3-card reading for the week of July 17th through 23rd, 2023. Look at all those 2s and 3s. 23rd, 2 and 3. 2023, 2, 2, 3. So there's a significance in that. So those of you that follow your angel numbers, it's Google search time for the 2s and the 3s, baby. All right. All right. So this week we are working with our Power Animal Oracle deck by author Stephen Farmer. So what's really cool about this week's reading is that whichever card or cards you're drawn to are going to give you not only your message for the week, but also your personal power animal. For some of you, this is going to be your lifetime power animal. Cool. For some of you, it may be the power animal visitor that's with you for the season. In other words, everyone has a power animal, and then we will have these visitors that will assist, right? Because the spirits all work as a team. And your power animal and your animal advisors work with your pets to guide you if you've got pets. So it's so much fun. Okay. All right. So tap into your intuition, whatever process that is for you. Center yourself. You know what I like to do? I like to put a hand on my heart and one on my belly to just really notice what I'm feeling in my body when I watch podcasts and I'm trying to see, okay, which card am I drawn to? So you may want to give this a try today. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Here's card number 1. Card number 1. Here is card number 2. Card number 2. There is card number 3. Card number 3. Okay. And while I'm giving you a moment to just tap into that intuition, I'm just going to quickly mention some changes that are going to be happening. The circles for the moment are going to be quarterly. Our next one will be happening in September of 2023, so watch for information about that. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and click subscribe so you never miss a video. We have our heads up every week with the cards. We have our learn videos, and then we have other sorts of videos and fun things that just come up every so often. My website is heatherlcoleman.com. All right, so let's get right into card number 1. So if you were drawn to card number 1, here is your message for the week. We've got our dragonfly. Dragonfly. I've been seeing a lot of dragonflies recently, and I like to share my synchronicities with people because the more you practice this voicing the synchronicities that you see, the more power that's going to hold, and the more you're going to tap into your own authentic power, which is your intuition, your connection to your guides, your connection to nature. So card number 1, people, have you been seeing dragonflies this summer? Just this week, I was out on a hike and I saw so many blue dragonflies, and I'm wearing blue. No coincidences, seriously, no coincidences. But I noticed I saw so many of them that I actually looked up blue dragonfly, and what I read online is very similar to the message that we have here. So change is happening, but we're going to talk a little bit about that because that was the same day that the cutest caterpillar ever randomly landed on my shoulder, scaring the crap out of me for just a moment in order to get my attention, but then hung out. Seriously, just stayed right on the ground, smiling at me with the little blinky caterpillar eyes to give me a message. And I'm going to tell you that message before we segue into the message with the dragonfly. Alrighty, so the message that caterpillar had, and now this was late June 2023. The caterpillar said, you know, at some point here this season, I'm going to go into my cocoon. I'm going to cocoon, Heather, like you've been doing. That was what the cutest caterpillar ever. This is what she said to me. So she said, you know, Heather, you've been in a cocoon, and so have like everyone you know. The pandemic sort of put us all in a cocoon, right? Because of the social distancing. Now that's beginning to end. And she said, this caterpillar says to me, just as I will incubate in my cocoon for the perfect amount of time, and I will then emerge vibrant, larger than I am now, big, beautiful wings. I'm going to take up space. I'm going to fly. I'm going to soar, and I'm going to inspire those around me with my beauty. And I, by the way, too, I saw a really pretty moth not long after this to kind of show that progress, okay? So think about that message that was just relayed about you, card number 1, people, and I promise this all connects, being in your cocoon, preparing to emerge as a vibrant, colorful, empowered person. Not that you're not empowered now, but seriously, who nowadays couldn't use some more empowerment? All of us. Even some of the most empowered people I know can always use a little more empowerment, right? So think about that, okay? Now, we think about this notion that we're the caterpillar initially, going in the cocoon, and then we emerge vibrant, and our wings are spread. We can fly. Let's look at the message with the dragonfly. The subtitle is Illusion, but I love what this says. You know who you really are. So if we think about that message from that caterpillar turning butterfly, people, you're ready. Card number 1, people. You are ready this season to discard the illusions that you've been holding on to. I mean, like that you are too small. Get rid of that hogwash, okay? How about this illusion that you've been telling yourself? That maybe you're not worthy of love. Throw that self-limiting belief in the trash can, am I right? Because that's a load of crap. All right, card number 1, people. Throw out those illusions, those self-limiting beliefs such as things never work out for me. BS! Things are working out for you. You just need to trust in the divine plan, because this is so true that sometimes the divine plan takes forever and we're like, when are things going to start happening for me? But things do happen if you continue doing your manifestation work, and that is what's going to happen for you. Card number 1, people. You are ready to discard the illusion that you are small, nondescript, and unsuccessful, and you're going to fly. You're going to soar in the next 6 months. 6 months, all right? So very, 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 very exciting. That's also the dragonfly. Dragonflies expand. And that color blue, calm energy as you go through these changes, this growth, as you emerge from your chrysalis. Maybe you want to wear blue to keep yourself calm. Sometimes I do, seriously, when my energy's just revved up. Seriously, it's like today I drank coffee. I don't know why I didn't need any. I didn't need coffee. I just like the taste. But, all right, so that's card number 1, guys. Dragonfly, dragonfly. Time to discard those illusions. Time to get rid of those self-limiting beliefs. You're ready. Get rid of it. Throw it in the trash. You are ready for more. Card number 2, another really, really cute animal, the koala. The koala, card number 2, people. So I love the koala as a power animal. And I feel that card number 2, people, a lot of what I'm going to say to you will be validation of what you've already been sensing is the right shift to make. This may apply to people who are starting jobs or stepping into roles as counselors and helpers. We've got empathy as the subtitle. You are already a very empathetic and caring person to others. And the koala reminds us to speak less and listen more. A lot of times when we are so passionate about helping people, we are so eager and caring to share our ideas and solutions and what's helped us or what's helped other people that we see, and we want to share that. And sometimes that is perfectly appropriate, but card number 2, people, the koala is your power animal. And they want me, the koala is asking me to say power animal again. There is a power in sitting back a little bit and listening and letting a person verbally process through the stream of thoughts around their problems to help them find their solutions and their own personal power. So just remember that listening more and being slower to offer solutions. So not that you can't offer solutions, but being slower to offer solutions can in fact lead to a greater empowerment, because if your role is to help someone find their solutions and their power, just remember that you acting as a catalyst, kind of like think of it this way. If that person has a lot of the solutions inside of them Maybe they just need someone to sort of turn the crank to open up the release valve to let that power surge forth. You doing that is a very active way to help that person, even though on the surface, this may seem like as if you're playing a more passive role by sitting and listening and sort of, it may seem like you're not doing much, but when you are becoming the release valve, the turning of the crank, opening up that channel for that person to be heard, to feel safe, to feel understood, you are empowering that person. And keep something else in mind. We've got a lot of empowerment messages coming through this week. I love it. When you empower someone else, you are empowering yourself automatically, even though the focus is on them. It's like Reiki. Those of you that either do Reiki treatments or you get Reiki or both, whoever is giving the Reiki treatment through their hands is also getting a Reiki treatment because it comes in through the crown, it flows through the chakra system. So the person that's giving a Reiki treatment to the other person is also getting one of their own. So when you sit and you listen and you help open up that release valve for that person to shine, you're becoming empowered as well. So I am so excited for you, card number 2, people, because that's just an amazing message. And I hope it really hits home. Woo, I've got tingles and goosebumps. All right, guys, moving on to card number 3. Your power animal, and many, many of you have this animal for life as your power animal, the horse. The horse, the first thing, the horsey guide. I have a horsey guide right here. In fact, the guard that has stepped the guard. Well, it's a guide, but the word guard, we'll get to that. The guide that is stepping forward is, in fact, my horse from a previous life named Mara. Mara, who was not this color, was more of a brownish with a little bit of white. Mara is currently incarnate as my kitty cat, Ashley. But our souls, as well as our animal spirit guides, we still keep the memories and the energy of our previous incarnations. So my kitty cat, Ashley, has in fact recently been channeling more of her horse energy. The other day, telepathically, she made like a horse sound at me. She was like, meh! And I was like, oh, you're so cute. She was doing that. And I'm like, I wonder why she's doing that. I think this is going to give me some answers as to why my kitty cat mentally was going, meh, like a horse. And I was like, that's cute. So the horse is, look at that subtitle, freedom. So card number 3, people. If perhaps you are feeling as if you don't have a lot of freedom, that horse power animal is always there for us to remind us that we do have choices. When we feel as if we have no choice, that's when we feel trapped or literally like we don't have any freedom. And your horse today, folks, card number 3, people, your horsey is not trying to tell you that you have complete freedom. There's no spiritual bypassing going on here, people, okay? But there is always some freedom within limitations. Now, the reason horses help us with that is that throughout history, people really have dominated horses, and some people treat horses beautifully and wonderfully, as I did with Mara. I don't think Mara would come back as my kitty cat if I didn't. No one was going to force her to do that, But the truth of the matter is that there are some places and times throughout history, even current day, where horses aren't treated as they should be. It's beginning to change because of all the wonderful advocacy that is going on and the policy changing and the fact that people care. But there have been times throughout history where horses only have limited freedom. They're used, and I hate that word, in certain ways. But if you feel like that, card number 3, people, throughout your life, if you felt as if people just sort of put you in a certain place, in a certain role, remember that that will change for you, number 1. And number 2, maybe your choices are limited, but sit down and write down with a pen, what are the choices that you do have in each situation? Now, it's true, there may be only one realistic or viable choice, but it does help to remember that we always have a choice. So card number 3, people, that is your message, is that you still have choices. And if you have choices, you do have freedom. And with all that being said, there's nothing wrong whatsoever with setting the intention and asking the universe to help you to increase your freedom and give you more choices, help to shift things around in your life so that you have more choices. Finally, we had a jumper this week, and that animal is our giraffe, Foresight, subtitle Foresight. You are able to see what is in store for the future. Just keep in mind, and this is just the jumper message for whoever needs it, keep in mind that psychics often do have the most challenging time reading for themselves. So do it anyway. Like if you think about if you go to get your hair cut, most hairdressers and barbers have great hair. In fact, I took my son to get his hair cut last weekend, and the owner of the barber shop was kind of fixing his hair. And I said, I'm glad the barber is finding time to do his own hair. And he goes, I had a cancellation. It's tougher to do for yourself what you do for others. So with that in mind, the owner of my son's barbershop doesn't cut his own hair. So maybe you are good at, maybe you're psychic like I am, and you can see your own future. But with that being said, sometimes you need a reading. So don't hesitate to get a reading. Just like a post I recently saw in a personal trainers group, someone said, is it weird to hire your own trainer? And so many personal trainers said, no, I have one for myself. So if you are very psychic, you can see into the future for yourself and your loved ones, great. If you need a reading, great. Don't hold back. Don't feel like you should do it all for yourself. All right, guys. So with all of that being said, I wish you a beautiful and wonderful week this week. I hope you're having an amazing summer and enjoying this lovely, lovely weather that we're having. And I will see you in the next video. Namaste.